At Campus de Nation, our use of digital technology is constantly evolving to support the needs of our students and staff. We work with the ever-changing digital landscape to ensure the effective integration of digital technology into day-to-day teaching and learning at all academic levels.
Basically, with the MYP, we were allowed to create our own curriculum based on inquiry and concepts, and therefore there's not necessarily a clear textbook that we use on a day-to-day basis, which is where my website comes in. It's basically a repository of different lesson activities and resources that students and staff can access both at home and within the school. And it basically allows me to update it on a regular basis, so it's super contemporary.
The whole purpose of the CP course is to get students ready for careers after high school. You know, the idea is that to get them used to presentation skills, standing up in front of an audience and using smart boards, using clickers and things like that to present their work. Art students, for example, they can also display their portfolios electronically.
In our school, we approach the integration of digital technologies through different angles. We believe that digital technologies can enrich teaching and learning, which is why we focus on developing the digital skills of our students so they can access the wealth of opportunities available. Part of this involves mapping the hard skills we expect our students to develop through subject lessons of the International Baccalaureate Middle Years programme.
So within NYP Design, we start off always by thinking about something that needs to be designed, something that needs to be made, usually having a design brief and design specification. So in terms of the digital skills, they've always got to do some research, so they need to think about what research sources are they going to use, how they're going to do effective searching on the internet, how are they going to be able to take the thinking and actually turn it into something which could then start to become a real product or a real device or mechanism. And then we start to think about building prototypes and actually testing the ideas out. And for that, they may use some online simulations, and then they've got to program it. Throughout that, you're learning all of these manipulation, these finer kinesthetic skills to be able to manipulate the electronics, the mechanics, the IT as best as possible. So and those are very transferable.
We develop digital skills really by learning through doing. Early on, it might be something very straightforward like collecting temperature, using a probe that's connected to a data logger on a computer so that students can collect information in real time. And as they progress up the school, we would introduce them to more sophisticated sensors so they collect more data in cleverer ways, and yeah, the skills are developed by doing, essentially. Digital tools allow us to slow things down and see what is happening and capture information so we can analyze it in our own time, essentially. So something like dropping a ball, it will fall from being in your hand to the ground very quickly. If you can slow that down some way, you can analyze what's really going on. The MYP definitely wants students to develop communication skills using ICTs. I think every year until we get to the DP, we're building skills so that when the students actually have to design their own scientific investigations, they have a whole lot of tools they can use for that.
At Campus de Nation, digital technologies are incorporated into all subject areas. Skills and understanding that are developed in one subject area, such as individuals and societies, are then transferred elsewhere, for example, to PE and the arts.
Many of the tools that we use here at Campus de Nations allow immediate visual feedback for the students. This allows them to be autonomous in the process of analysing performance. So in PE we'll use cameras and video delay in order to film students. Students can use the technology in order to find those small changes between success and failure in performance. However, the technology is not just there for the athletes, but it's for a whole community. And that adds to the inclusive nature of our school here at Campus de Nations.
It's incredibly important for students to become fluent with digital technologies because it's all around them. So the more that students are able to create the things that they want and keep up with the technologies that are out there, the more they will thrive. Students beginning in year 7 and moving on to year 13 use industry-grade software throughout, and they become very familiar with it. They also find a link between modern fabrication methods, so they can turn their drawings or their work into paper or wood or metal using laser cutters or water jet cutters. And moving on into the DP and CP, they explicitly get prepared for the professional world, making portfolios to move on to art school, or in the CP particularly, diving into real-world projects where they would design a magazine cover or a website or anything that it's professionally geared, that program.
Digital technologies play an important role in society, and they can have a strong influence on the lives of our students, their teachers, and their parents. Our pastoral and academic teams look at digital citizenship skills such as online safety and ownership of digital material. This starts from the earliest age. From the moment students start using technology in the classroom to support their learning in primary, we make sure that they care for the technology they use, act with integrity and honesty while using it, and take responsibility for their actions in the digital world.
In year 3 with Simple Machines, and they're exploring how to build a machine, they make an amusement park with Lego and robotics, to year 6 who do an entrepreneurial unit and go through a design cycle, design logos, make websites, and then make products for their business that they're planning using either the laser cutter or the 3D printer. So they have a lot of different tools that are used in different ways throughout the year. We want them to know how to be safe. We want them to know how to access tools that they need, but we also want them to be able to make effective decisions about the technology they use, to keep themselves safe when they're online, and to treat others well when they're online. So much like we support their learning in face-to-face engagements, we want to support their learning in an online environment as well.
As students progress through secondary, their digital world grows and becomes more complex. At Campus de Nation, we make sure our students are accompanied throughout this transition period in an age-appropriate way.
When we approach the Digital Citizenship Programme in the secondary section, we focus on some key words: respect, safety, balance, being informed, and positivity. These words really shape the delivery and content of the programme. The digital world is constantly changing and evolving. As staff, we ensure that we continue to grow and learn alongside our students. We hope that by empowering them to maintain a positive digital footprint into their adult life, that they can continue to experience and enjoy their life online in a healthy and meaningful, balanced manner. Even within our Digital Citizenship Programme, our mission statement is at the centre: educating students to be global citizens with the courage and capacity to create a just and joyful tomorrow together.
The 21st century is one where our students will be exposed to more and more digital technologies. Be it in the classroom or outside of school, we are all interconnected. We ensure our students have the core skills to use this technology and know how to use it responsibly, ethically, and in a way that is respectful to others. This plays a central role in our mission to educate students to be global digital citizens committed to transforming the world for the better.